I'm with Assembled Intelligence. I'm the Chief Media Officer there, and Assembled Intelligence is a platform that encompasses many different capabilities and agencies, really spanning the full spectrum of services that our clients need, from medcoms all the way through to commercialization. So it's great to be here talking today.
Awesome. And Johanna and I have known each other for a long time. I won't
It's
say
true.
how long, but excited to have her here to talk about AI. So, when you think about AI in pharma, right, there's
Yeah.
challenges, there's excitement. What do you think
Mm.
the next chapter really looks like?
I mean, it's a great question, and it's one we get a lot, right? And the honest answer is we don't know, right? And I think anyone who tells you that they do know is probably guessing. It's fair to say that the evolution and the speed with which AI is evolving and the ways that we can use it is just happening so rapidly, right? So we can have our best guess, but it's hard to have a confident kind of like response on this is going to be the next thing. Some things that we do know, obviously it's very, very quickly changing the ways we work, right? Changing our workflows, changing the ways we work, the types of work that we do. And I think that line between what AI does and what the human does is also moving very, very rapidly. So it's fast paced, right? We see, we start building and we see that the technology leapfrogging. And I think a lot of people are experiencing that right now as they're making quick shifts from ChatGPT to Claude, right? And what is it that Claude can do? So definitely an exciting time. And as media professionals, I think we saw some of this morning, with the announcement about Helix and some
Yeah.
of the great case studies there. It's not just about this focus on kind of offloading the repetitive work, right? It's not a junior assistant that's going to take the repetitive work. It's more so becoming a strategic partner,
Mhm.
right? And I think it's there to help our smartest strategies become better and really be alongside them. So
Yeah.
that's exciting.
Totally. And I think part of the human element is what makes it even greater, right? So
Sure.
making someone sound smarter, making someone have more access to
Absolutely.
data when they're pitching new business or talking about unique patient population. So I think yes, it's faster, but it's also better intelligence, but you still need that human touch.
Absolutely. Right.
So
That's critical.
so there is still some hesitation when we talk about
Sure.
AI and pharma and regulatory. What do you think holds back either the industry or some of the teams that you've seen or some of the
Yeah.
clients that you've seen? What do you think's kind of still holding back?
Yeah, I think there's a few things at play there. Look, first, quite frankly, change is hard, right? And when something is evolving so rapidly, that can be even harder. It
Hmm.
can be scarier. So I think, you tend to see trepidation, depending on who you're speaking to, in terms of folks being a little bit afraid, right, of what AI is going to do and where that line shifts from what AI does and the human does. There's fear around that, right?
Yeah.
Genuine fear. Of course, there's a lot of excitement as well. But then I think there's also some tension just across the industry overall, and that tension really exists between perhaps where marketers are at and where
Mhm.
legal teams are at.
Yeah.
So marketers, we're hearing every day, really want us to unleash the power of AI,
Mhm.
but their legal teams are writing terms to protect them. And of course, that's their job, right? That's the right thing that they should be doing. So I think it's really critical as an industry that we come together and we find that balance and recognize that, there's a big difference between thoughtful governance and like blanket kind of restrictions
Mhm.
on things, right?
Yeah.
So kind of finding that balance across the industry is gonna be key.
Yeah. Legal teams don't have it easy these days.
They don't. No. No.
Awesome. So, how is your team moving beyond pilots and proof of concepts into real embedded AI workflow? What are some
Yeah.
examples that you could share?
Yeah. So at Assembled Intelligence, we are, we're building our platform in the age of AI.
Mhm.
And that's important. So we're not trying to fit things necessarily into a lot of processes and practices that have been established over many years, right? And what we have done is we have a dedicated team. We're not talking about 10%, 20% of someone's time, but we have dedicated specialists and experts who have come to our platform specifically to build not just pilots, but entire workflows.
That's great.
So it's really about kind of scaling the learnings, understanding what we can do, and thinking about the application of this, evolution across our entire workflow and our entire way of showing up for clients and working together. So
Yeah.
I think it's that kind of dedicated team approach. and just the expertise we have that's been exciting. And it's really exciting as a media professional, right? And again, I think a lot of eyes were lighting up this morning when the folks were talking about Helix. But it is incredibly exciting when we think about some of the work on the media side that it takes a long time to get to those insights, get to those data points that are going to be meaningful.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Super
a fun time to be in media.